So, as always, for the new people, welcome. And for the people who haven't been here a while, welcome. Usually we join, hey Allison, usually we start the chat with the wins from last week. So we talk about like what worked well and what you did that was really awesome in terms of either your, oh son. Okay, that's better. In terms of your nutrition, your exercise, your habits, your anything that you've got to share that went super well and you're really excited about. And then we'll go into the problems and the questions and like the topic of the day, so to speak. So in the order of joining the call, Caitlin, you can take it away.
Hey, I guess my wins for this week would be I had one day where I got like 20,000 steps. I had another day where I got 10,000. And today, because I'm hiking, I'm at like 15,000 already, and I'm still going. So I feel pretty good about getting more cardio in this week.
That's a lot of cardio. Are you like good energy-wise, and you're not tired or anything? Because your calories were also lower this week.
Yeah, it's okay. My energy's okay, but I wouldn't mind if I get like my it bumped up again next week.
Okay, cool. So you got into the rhythm. No shin splints.
No, it's not too bad. I've been stretching out my calves every couple miles, so if it gets tight, like I try to take a break and I try to pace myself a little bit.
Awesome. What about you, Mark? How was your week?
I had to unmute myself. My week was good. I finally got back into exercising. I had been a few weeks, so I just joined again, and so I did my first workout. I think that nutrition has been pretty good because I find that I really like quinoa, which was nice.
Awesome.
I hadn't really ever made it before. Yeah, and on your suggestion.
Tried stuff from the meal plan?
What was that?
You tried stuff from the meal plan?
Yes, I did. Yeah, quinoa was awesome. I had some vegan friend. I had the head engineer who I work with, my boss, basically come over for Friday, and he's a vegan, even though my first project he put me on was automating a fucking chicken plant. But I made quinoa and veggies, and it was great.
Okay. Awesome.
And I've been eating the leftovers ever since because I have a whole bunch of quinoa now. And
nice. So you meal prep for a couple of days. Okay, that's efficient. Nice.
Yeah, it's been good.
Awesome. Lisa, how is your life? Did you do the assessment and you got? I think you got all the setup figured out. You're just like ready to go, right?
Well, I got into both of the apps. I tried to connect them. I think I was successful at that, and I sent you a request, but I don't know if it went through.
I'll check today. Yeah.
Okay. So I had some challenges with like all those videos, and it was like I was like, oh no, how am I going to watch all these and do all this? So I got a little bit overwhelmed with that. What's that?
What videos?
In the app, there was like some stretching and an assessment video, I think, where there was like pull-up assessment and different things.
Yeah, so the assessment essentially includes everything. It's like kind of generic. It's everything that people typically could do to start with. So you probably will be able, some things will be too easy, some things will be kind of hard, some things will be impossible. So you can, if we start with that, and like the rest of the videos will also like stretching and how to count your calories, how to take the pictures. They will also be videos that are, they're not too long. Some are like 2 minutes, some are like 20 minutes, but after you watch that, then like the rest of the videos will just be the workouts.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just trying to find my way around there. I figure out how to navigate it, but I did join a gym and I went Saturday for the first time. That's my win for the week because I have gym anxiety. And so I went in and felt stupid and looked stupid, and then I was proud of myself when I came out because I was like, I didn't.
I bet you didn't.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know how to use any of that equipment. I couldn't even figure out how to get the elliptical started.
We'll figure all that out. Don't you worry. One thing that it could be really handy on eliminating gym anxiety is going with a friend. If you have any friends who, you know, you just like chat and you casually chat, you walk into the gym, now you're in the gym, and now you're doing stuff and still chatting and it's still fun, but you also work out. That could.
You have to realize that nobody in the gym judges you. Like everybody in the gym is like knows that somebody has to start somewhere. Like I used to have a lot of gym anxiety too, but at some point you realize that like you belong there as much as anybody, you know?
Right. I appreciate that. Yeah. I have to do a lot of self-talk to get in the door.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you look great in the gym, and I'm sure nobody even thought you were a rookie, and you know, everybody starts somewhere. I feel like it's the most motivating thing when you're like first had gym anxiety and you're like, I don't know how to even turn on an elliptical, and then you go and you're like, I already know that half of these people don't even lift with good form. I know because I know my stuff. Yeah.
Right.
You wouldn't believe 2 months ago I wasn't like that. You know, this is how little it took me, and all these people have been doing this for years. Wrong. Ugh.
Right. One day I'll be showing somebody that the elliptical turns on when you start moving on it. There's no power button that I was looking for.
That's funny. Awesome. Allison, what about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well. I did go to the doctor regarding my knees, and it's believed to be bursitis. And I'm still icing my ankle and taking just pain reliever, anti-inflammatory. But everything's really starting to improve, and I'm looking forward to getting back into my very multi-mile hikes again. Might just be a little bit longer before I can do anything of great length. Still keeping up with the food and the diary in MyFitnessPal. Still shopping at Sprouts and Lei Ming's, and leaning more toward vegetarian than I had been.
Nice.
But it's slow. And that's about it.
Okay, awesome. Speaking of Lei Ming's, I wanna show you what I just made. I like literally just finished lunch before calling, and I think this is worth. Where's the light? This is worth showing. So I usually get like a huge block. It's not a block. It's the biggest package of firm tofu blocks when I go to Lei Ming's, and this is what it ended up looking like. So I just put them all in the pan, soy sauce, peanut butter powder, and that's probably it. I don't think I used anything else. And I just baked them at 350, and now that's like my meal prep. That and like a pot of rice with veggies is my meal prep for the rest of the week. And it's so simple, so easy. And Lei Ming's has like the most affordable veggies. They had a lot of like spinach 2-for-1 or like a bunch of mushrooms and onions. So I really don't understand how like there's some clients of mine who are like, yeah, I wish I could be vegan. I could be vegan if it was cheaper. And I'm like, what do you mean? It is so cheap. Tofu is cheap. Meat replacements are cheap. If you don't want to eat them, you can make them yourself. Veggies are cheaper than, what are you talking about? So I'm glad you go to Sprouts and Lei Ming's also. Awesome, sweet. Well, today's topic was requested by Caitlin. So I hope she listens and enjoys. And if y'all have any questions, let's do them after. And so save them up, or if any pop up, write them down. Don't forget them, ask him, bother me. And let's have a nice conversation. So on the very first call when Caitlin joined, she was worried about lifting with the most safe and effective way to eliminate injury. So there's a Russian saying that goes, there is no healthy people, there is just the ones who haven't been to the doctor. I think it's kind of true. So I think most people who think like, I'm healthy, like I don't really have any injuries, like yeah, maybe I have like something somewhere, maybe I have some allergies, maybe like, you know, I have something in my knee or something in my neck, but like I'm good. I'm very healthy. No, you probably still have something. You just probably haven't dug deep enough. Some muscles are probably still tight. Something is still being compensated. Our wrists and our ankles are really weak spots. Our back needs a lot of care. So if you don't work out and you think, I don't need to work out, I'm healthy, man. I'm good. I'll work out later when I like have to. Well, first, that's not true. And second, even those who, you know, and there's other types of people who like lift a lot, the bros, you know, and they're, oh, I don't stretch, I don't do cardio, I just lift heavy and I eat a lot. That's good. Good for you, man. But you still need to do all those things because injury is not going to avoid you. I'm sorry if you just lift a lot and eat a lot. Great. But so let's start with this. You come to the gym. What are you wearing? Anybody? What do you wear to the gym to be safe and lift properly?
Shoes that are flat without any heel, no squishy running shoes.
That's awesome. If you are lifting heavy weights, you need to wear, I think I have a video on this somewhere. I have a video on lifting shoes or where I just pile all of my shoes and I go through them like, this is good for lifting, this is good for running, this is good for deadlifts, this is good for squats, this is good for walking, this is not good for anything, never wear this. So I recommend watching it. I'll find a link and drop it in the chat later in the Total Body Lab chat on the app. But Allison's completely right. If you are squatting, if you're trying to put force in your heel, why wear something that's squishy? Squishy is meant for running. It's meant for eliminating direct pressure and hits into your knees and into your back. So your back vertebrae and knees don't get all the amortization. So the heel of the shoe does. But when you're moving heavy weight, your main goal is to stabilize your joints and have the muscles do the work and have the load be distributed appropriately. And the load is being distributed appropriately when you can be steady. And if you're wearing a squishy shoe and lifting heavy weight, your body has to compensate, and great room for injury opens. So I would recommend, if you don't have like Converses or Vans or Keds or anything kind of a minimalistic flat shoe, when you're doing squats, hip thrusts, deadlift, you can do them barefoot. But if you move up to kind of sort of heavy weight, which I think out of all people like Lisa and Caitlin, they're at the gym, and Caitlin is already lifting pretty heavy. Lisa is going to be lifting heavy soon. So if you don't have like the sturdy flat shoes, Lisa, I would probably recommend doing it barefoot for now. But later, it's really worth investing into a good shoe. I even have different kinds of flat shoes for different kinds of lifting, but you don't have to go that far if you're just starting out or if the weight is like not that much. Questions on shoes? No questions on shoes. Good. Okay. I'm not an expert in running shoes. I usually recommend getting whatever you feel the most speedy and comfortable in. And that can vary so much for different people. Like for me, it's usually a shoe with a pretty high heel. And that's kind of squishy, and not Nike. Nike are kind of hard. So you land more hard on the on the ball of your foot. And then like Brooks or something, the toe is kind of elevated like that. So when you land, you kind of roll into your stride. And then I don't feel like a heel strike, I kind of roll. And if I used to wear Nike, you can just find the brand that feels like you don't heel strike, you don't run on your toes, you kind of run midfoot, and with different elevation and different ground, you can actually feel comfortable. Oh yeah, and important, different shoes for terrain and asphalt or concrete. So that you should know. That's is what even beginners should know. I didn't know this. I ran in the same shoes on everything. And now I kind of also do, but I mainly run on terrain. So my shoes are for terrain. If you run on concrete, asphalt, track, you may need different shoes, but that's if you run all the time. And if you're doing endurance training, that's a different conversation. If you all have questions about that, we can talk about this another time. Cool. All right. So we are wearing shoes when we went to the gym. What else? What else are we wearing? What kind of clothes are we wearing?
Long sleeve shirt.
It can be long sleeve, but non-restrictive flexible or like stretchy clothing. So I see people, sometimes girls, sometimes men, wearing clothes that are too tight. You don't want your motion restricted. I mean, it may be nice to like to feel all cool and cute and have something that really, you know, presses your belly in so you feel like you're fit. If you're not yet, I see a lot of girls do that. They wear like high-waisted shorts that really like condense their belly, but I don't know if that's like too comfortable, too effective. So yeah, I don't see a lot of guys wearing tight stuff, but just make sure you have room to move. Make sure you have room to like comfortably squat onto the ground without being afraid to rip your pants. And make sure your leggings are squat proof. What does that mean? That means when you squat and they stretch on your butt, nobody who's standing behind you can see what you're wearing underneath your leggings. That's what it means. I learned it the hard way. Somebody told me that one of my leggings were not squat proof, and I was like, what is this? And then I filmed myself from behind, and I was like, wow, that I appreciate that person told me, because I had no idea. And now all my leggings are black and they're all squat proof. Okay, so cool. Non-restrictive, comfortable clothing that can potentially absorb sweat. They're not going to get too hot in. If you're working out outside, you know, in keeping weather in mind. Good shoes with flat soles if we're not doing cardio. If we are running, then appropriate running wear. If you are doing both, you can wear a cross-training shoe. Like if you're doing HIIT, if you're doing jumping a lot, yeah, you can jump in a flat shoe. But you can also wear a cross-trainer shoe, and kind of, if you're lifting light. Then if you do first lifting, then cardio, I do recommend switching. I do recommend dragging a running shoe with you. And if you have like a treadmill, then switching. If you have like Stairmaster or elliptical, you don't have to switch. But if you pick up your foot and it bounces on the ground, I highly recommend dragging a pair of shoe. Inconvenient, but better for your back, better for your knees. I think it's worth it. Sorry. All right, cool. Now, what else are we bringing to the gym to wear at the gym? I had a video on that a couple weeks ago.
If you're doing deadlifts, you can wear like long socks or like the like wrist guard kind of things.
Okay, Allison, what were you gonna say?
A belt.
Yes, belt, lifting socks. Why do we need lifting socks, Caitlin?
For instance, like with deadlifts, they can like they're supposed to like not rub up, but like they will rub up like on your shins or your legs just because of the position.
Yeah, so if you're lifting heavy, doing heavy squats, heavy deadlift, when you're doing a deadlift, the bar is, when you pick it up, it's supposed to slide on your legs. It is supposed to, we call it shave your legs. If it's a grippy bar, it legit can shave your legs, and most deadlifters have scratched shins. Yeah, my lifting partner, he sometimes does it a little too much, and if he forgets to wear long socks, they start bleeding. It's not cool. Or I mean, he doesn't care. Most people are like, "Are you okay?" So I just got myself some Wonder Woman long socks, and I love them. I think they give me extra powers at the gym. I got myself also a custom-made belt with a Russian flag. But most gyms have the belts that you can borrow. Most gyms don't require you to wear a belt. You just kind of have to monitor yourself, and you can ask at the reception, hey, where I can get a lifting belt, and you can usually pick one up hanging up somewhere. I recommend the belt that is uniform throughout. So you will see the belts that go like huge on your back, and then they skinny up around the waist. I think that's kind of weird because it like cuts into your belly. When you're trying to, the point of the belt is you brace into it. So you inhale into your stomach and then pretend two things happen at the same time. Pretend somebody's about to punch you in the stomach really hard, like, and you really need to pee and you're trying to hold it in. So like ladies can imagine that motion better because we need to pull up the pelvic floor, but I think for guys it could work too. So you really need to go to the bathroom and you're trying to pull all of your bottom muscles of the stomach, the inside muscles up, and try and pretend somebody's about to punch you in the stomach. So you brace the front, the transverse abdominal muscle that goes horizontally. So after you inhale, you exhale, and you kind of push your stomach into the belt. Now your stomach is so set and tight and ready to go and perform a heavy exercise. If you don't do anything with your stomach, and let it kind of be loose and, not brace your core, I don't think that leads to immediate injury, but your organs do not appreciate that. It is not good for your internal organs. It probably kind of feels like, oh, you're about to, like, I don't know, somebody's like really pushing on you when it's like your organs. So protect your organs, and the belt also protects your back. Obviously, when you brace into it, your core is sturdy and it protects your lumbar spine. Questions? You guys look scared. It's not scary. Belts are great. Okay, cool.
Is there a certain weight that you should maybe start using the belts at for sport?
That's an amazing question. I would say when you feel like your back is doing a little more work than it should be, then you should start wearing a belt. So for different people, it can be different weights. Like for me, I probably after like 1.5 times my body weight, I start using a belt on a squat. On a deadlift, it also depends if you're doing high rep or like singles, like more powerlifting. If you're training for like max power, 1 rep max. So I would say for deadlift, it depends. I got injured a couple of months ago, so then I would wear a belt all the time. Like, after warm up, maybe warm up with some light weight, and then I would put on a belt pretty quickly to protect my back. So if your back is not ready, if your core is weak, if you're not sure, it doesn't hurt to put on a belt. Put it on. You don't need to put it on when you're squatting with a barbell, but when you add some weight on the barbell, you're like, I'm actually not sure. Or to learn how to use it, to learn how to brace into it. Learn it with some low weight. And then when you feel more comfortable, you can be like, all right, now I can assess. I can squat this and my back feels okay. And now I feel like my back is doing, so I want to move the into what the belt can do for me, if that makes sense, Caitlin.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool, awesome. I also want to mention for you that the belt for squats can be a little tighter and sit a little higher. And for deadlift, it can sit a little lower, covering your hip bones. So if you put your fingers on the hip bones, that's where the lower part of the belt can be, but that's getting into the weeds a little bit. Just saying, like, it doesn't have to be extra tight, but for squats, it needs to be kind of tight. For deadlift, if it's kind of tight, you may not be able to like lower your butt down into the best angles to perform the lift. Cool. All right. I have a little checklist here. We were wearing shoes. We are wearing a belt. What are we wearing here? Has anybody ever hurt their wrists doing push-ups?
Yes.
Yes. And what did you do, Mark?
I mean, my wrists, I have a issue with my wrist from a bike accident that has popped ever since. And so I prefer to do push-ups on my fists.
Yeah. So Mark likes to do push-ups on the fists. A lot of people are uncomfortable with this, but I actually highly recommend you learn, even if it hurts your knuckles, like do it on some soft carpet or something. But the reason why this could be more comfortable than this is, I mean, you can guess. Your forearm bones, right? Your ulna and radius, they go straight into the knuckles. So you actually you make a triangle essentially out of your first 2 knuckles and one of these fingers. And this is where the pressure goes. The pressure doesn't go into all of the knuckles. The pressure goes kind of like straight as your bones go into the first 2 knuckles, and you put the pressure here, and then your bones, transfer pressure directly into the floor through your knuckles, rather than this is you're bending your wrist. Your wrist is like, and you're putting pressure at the same time. So I can do push-ups like this fine. If your wrists are flexible, you can push-ups like this fine. It doesn't hurt. That's good. If you can't, you can try on some soft surface and on knuckles, like Mark has recommended, or you can also get some straps. You can get some lifting straps. What are those? Those are some thick fabric. They can be a little stretchy, or they can have no give whatsoever, and they can just be like super thick fabric. And you wrap them around your wrist once or twice. There's different lengths. I probably recommend like medium for women, or like at least 26 inches, 26 to like 32 inches. There's ones that are like 36. I think they're super long for more heavy lifters, but not necessary. As long as whatever you get, you feel like it gives your wrists some extra support, then that's good. One thing I will say about your straps, your wrist straps and your belt is you put this on immediately before doing the exercise, okay? You don't walk around in the gym in them all day. You're about to do, say, squat or deadlift. Hold on one moment. This person needs to stop messaging me. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you come to the gym and you do your warm-up, you do your stuff, and then when you're about to literally perform your squat, deadlift, something heavy, you buckle your belt, you do the thing, you put on wrist straps, you do the thing, and then you take them off immediately after that. You're done with it, take them off. You rest, you put this on again. Don't tell me it's annoying to put them on and off a million times. This is how it works. They're supposed to be tight. You're not supposed to be comfortably walking around and breathing in the belt. And you're not supposed to be comfortably wearing wrist straps all the time. They restrict blood flow to your wrist. They need to be so tight because your wrist is so flimsy and so thin and gentle. They need to be put on, first they need to be put on the bend, not freaking here. What's the point of putting it here? This is a bone. A lot of people put it low and I'm like, why? You need to protect the bend, right? You protect the bend, put it on really tight, have it come up a little bit higher here. And immediately after you're done, you take it off and let your wrist relax. Okay? Questions? No. Okay.
So
yes.
I have a question. So the wrist straps, you would use that with the knuckle position?
So yeah, the knuckle is up to you, and that's like for push-ups. That's just an idea. The wrist straps you can use with many other things: shoulder presses, bench press with a barbell, right? You can use them for push-ups. You can use them for handstands. I use them for squats when there's a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I need my wrists to also kind of support it or stabilize it. I put them on even for a squat. Yeah.
Okay, is that something that you can pretty much find anywhere?
Yes, I do have a document with the links to the products that I like that I will send you later. So yes, you can find it pretty much on Amazon. I wouldn't say anywhere because there's not really like lifting shops. So you can like go and browse around, or at least where I live, there aren't, unfortunately. So you have to get all that stuff on the internet. Your belts, your shoes, your straps, yeah. If you go into, I don't know, Dick's Sporting Goods and be like, hey, where can I get some powerlifting shoes? They're gonna stare at you like you're an alien. I promise, I tried. I went all around the area because I wanted to get shoes and belts. There's 0 places, and I mean, I live in Raleigh, Durham. You would think, right? But
Right.
no.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, it's cheaper on the internet, and there's some good Russian brands that are pretty high reputation and high quality. Like my belt is Russian. I think Russian brand. Tyler, is Inza Russian? Okay, I'm lying. It's not Russian. A lot of Russians wear it, but I'm about to get some Russian-made deadlifting shoes. Anyways, regardless. Yeah. Sabo. That's the brand.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, cool. We are wearing straps. And what else did we forget to do before we start lifting? What do we need to do to start lifting? We have all our equipment ready.
Warm up.
Yes, warm up. We need to warm up. What kind of warm up do we do?
Joint rotations.
Yes, so you need to warm up your joints. And you can stretch lightly, do like active or ballistic stretching. You do not do static stretches. Please don't do that. Please don't go in a lunge or warrior pose or a split and sit there 5 minutes staring at your phone, trying to get lower and trying to spread your legs more, spread your shoulders or whatever you're stretching. You need to rotate your joints all over, rotate all of them from wrist to shoulders. I mean, most of y'all know me, you know this. You know that I swear by joint gymnastics, because if you don't warm up your joints, then your tiny little supporting muscles and your tendons and your ligaments, they take longer to warm up and longer to recover, are not ready, and they're not going to have fun. They will get more sore. They will get more sore regardless because that's how they are, but they will get even more sore if you don't warm them up. And unless you feel kind of warmth and like heat from inside your joints, not like when you're in a hot area, sun is shining on your skin, you feel hot, but when you're in a cold, hot environment, whatever, you feel heat from inside your body, that means you're ready. That means you've done enough warm up. Okay. All right. Awesome. 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 I think we're through with the preparation. Oh, and the last thing is I wanted to cover equipment wise is straps. I think Caitlin is the only one who's using straps. Allison may be later for pull-ups, but that's essentially, we haven't gotten any yet. We'll potentially get them, but I don't know. We'll see. It's essentially like a little piece of fabric that goes around your wrist, and you can wrap the loose end around the bar. So you just throw it around the bar, and then you put your hands on top. So when the hand pressure is on top, then you don't need to put any effort into gripping. So if the barbell is too hard and you can't pick it up, you can put the straps around it and you can pick it up really easily. You see me doing this if you check my Instagram, I deadlift with straps quite a bit. So not necessary, but handy for deadlifts, for pull-ups, or for anything where you need to pull, but your grip is giving up, and your grip is a point of failure, not your back, not your butt, not your legs. So your body is strong, but the grip is a failure. So you're like, why limit my lift by grip? Grip is not, I don't care about grip. Let me get some straps. Cool. All right, through the equipment. Let's talk about, so we had our lifting session, had a great time, sweated a lot, feeling strong, all stinky and hair messed up, and you're done with the workout. What are we doing after the workout for injury prevention?
Cool down.
Cool down, that's a good idea. So you can do different things for cool down. Now you can stretch statically if you're waiting for it to do that. You can also still stretch actively or ballistically, but static stretches after workout are great. You can foam roll. You can foam roll before the workout. I really like to foam roll before and after the workout to kind of lengthen my muscles a little bit. So you can foam roll so you are less sore the next day or 2 days after. If you don't foam roll and get the workout byproducts out of your muscles right away when they just got in them, then you'll probably be twice as sore. So if you don't have time, you're like, I don't have time to foam roll, you just signed up for double the sore. So gotta remember that. You can get some massage done same day after, not necessarily immediately after the workout. An interesting thing that I've noticed lately is I usually get massage separately on a separate day. And it happened so that I had to lift on the day when I had massage. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll go to the gym first and I'll shower and go massage. And an interesting that I've noticed is I was more tired, but less sore. So my muscles, muscles usually take about a day to 2 days to get the worst kind of sore. And then it alleviates after like 3 days. When my muscles were needed and destroyed, because I usually get deep tissue, after the workout, I feel like not did I just foam roll, but all of the workout byproducts were, squeezed out of the muscle. And the massage therapist actually could do this, because if I showed up a day after or 2 days after, he's like, whoa, he's trying to do the work and I'm too sore. And I'm like, well, I can't, like this hurts. But immediately after the workout, it didn't hurt yet. So that was a great time to get massage actually. And I was really surprised to figure that out, and that I didn't even think about it before. So if you don't have access to a massage therapist, then you can foam roll. If you need to try a massage therapist, I have a guy in Hillsborough, Chapel Hill, and Durham who gives my clients 50% off. So y'all can hit me up. All right. What else? We did foam roll. We did massage. We did stretch. What do we do for recovery on other days?
Drink lots of fluid.
Yes, drink lots of fluid. That's awesome. So if you work out, even if you don't work out, you should drink lots of fluids. Mine is already out. If you work out and get your sweat in, then you get to drink even more fluids. For most people, a gallon is good. A lot of my new clients complain, oh my gosh, a gallon, I maybe drink 2 glasses of water. I had a client who could not take any supplements like creatine and or whatever, BCAAs, glutamine, because he did not want to drink water because he thought water was making him fat. Water is not making you, I know, water is not making you fat. And he thought he was going to be more swollen and like more flushed with, like puffy. And I was like, water does the opposite. If you don't drink enough water, then your body's going to hold on to the little bit of hydration that it has. But your muscles are also like 70-80% water, right? If you eat, say carbs, how's that energy going to be delivered into your muscle cells? It needs water. Everything needs water to work. So if you don't drink enough water, you're absolutely cutting yourself out of the full potential to build muscle and strength and recover and lose fat. So yeah. Another thing is yoga. And well, we already covered stretching, but I would say like yoga and kind of like the light, let's say LISS, light intensity steady state cardio, or any active recovery activity that you enjoy. Allison had a wonderful presentation on hiking last week that I highly recommend y'all watch. I think Mark and Lisa haven't seen it yet, so I'll send you guys a link to that in a second. Let me write this down. So we can hike, we can play tennis, we can do yoga, we can do so many things, right? And most people kind of neglect on that because they're like, yeah, let me just save strength and power for my workouts. But the thing is, your muscles actually restore and recover when you perform some light cardioactive activity. They recover, like the metabolic byproducts that have been still in your muscle, they're kind of getting flushed out by just, your blood getting delivered to all of the joints and all of the muscles when you're not doing anything super intense. So you can do a little bit of cardio right after you work out, or you can do a cardio on a separate day. But I kind of frown upon the people bro lifters who just eat and lift and don't do anything else. And cardio, oh my gosh, cardio is going to burn my muscle. Yeah, it may burn a little bit of muscle, maybe if you eat right, probably not. And if you eat enough and you eat in maintenance, probably not. But even if it does, the most important muscle in your body is your heart. It makes you live longer. If you don't work your heart, I mean, come on, people. So yeah, I'm sure I'll on board with this. So I'm probably ranting into the abyss right now and I should stop. But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up here and open up for questions. Nobody has questions.
I don't have any questions.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm sure I have a million, but I don't know what they are right now. So
Okay, that's fine. What about you, Mark?
No question.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, that's great.
I have a quick question,
Okay.
maybe. What if you can feel like when you're lifting, like if you're doing like bench press or like squat or something, and you feel like one side of your body is taking a higher burden, or like maybe like one side of your body isn't supporting as much as the other?
Like one of your arms is not really supporting?
Yeah, or like like you have to engage, or like you feel like one is contributing more than the other.
Right. So we're all kind of imbalanced, and I would say that will happen naturally, more or less. I would go to the doctor probably if this is severe, because I'm not a doctor and I see a video of you lifting and it's, I don't see it from all angles. I don't stand there, gauging how much of a difference there is. If you feel like it's severe and one of your arms is really giving out, I'd probably go to the doctor. Or you can also perform a bunch of like body tests. Like for example, take pictures. If you stretch your arms, if you put your arms up, if you do this, right? How far does this one reach? How far does this one reach? How far? So do like a mobility test and record the results and see how severe your problems are before going to the doctor. Or you can also send those pictures to me and we can talk about it. But I just want to throw a disclaimer that I'm not a doctor. If you notice it's something that, that really, really bothers you, then I do, recommend talking to somebody, or maybe even have like a spotter or a friend look at you and kind of help you figure out, is this like really something that I should look into, or am I just freaking out because there's so much weight? And like, by the time I do like 8 reps of bench, one of my arms is getting a little weaker than the other one. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely.
So, sounds good. Cool. Well, if y'all don't have any more questions, we can wrap it up here. And I did make a note to send the list of hikes to Mark and Lisa. Oh wait, no, Lisa's not here. That's okay. I'm sure you have a lot of gorgeous hikes in Georgia still, but the Allison will give you tips on like equipment and what else to do in terms of active recovery. And I will also send you, Lisa, the equipment list of all the wrist straps and belts and all of that stuff that you may want to get. You don't have to get it right now because you're just starting out, so you should probably be fine. But later on, you may pick up some pieces of equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for a good chat, and I hope this was helpful.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Katya.
Thank you.
Have a good Sunday.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.